After 60, something as simple as timing can make all the difference. You see, I've spent over 20 years working with older men, good men, strong men who quietly struggle with questions they're often too embarrassed to ask. And one of the most common? When is the best time to masturbate at my age, morning or night? It might sound like a small detail, but here's the truth, no one tells you. Masturbating at the wrong time can disrupt your sleep, drain your energy, and even affect your testosterone levels. That's right. You could be doing everything else, right, eating well, exercising, taking your supplements, but if you're ignoring the clock when it comes to this one private habit, you might be working against your own body. So let me ask you, do you find yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep? Do you feel sluggish in the morning, even after a full night in bed? Have you noticed changes in your mood, your drive, or your sense of vitality? Most men over 60 think this is just part of aging, but in many cases, it's not. It's about rhythm, timing, understanding how your body and brain respond differently to stimulation at different times of day. Here's what most doctors don't explain. In the morning, your body is flooded with cortisol and testosterone. That changes how you feel after masturbation. At night, your brain wants rest, release, and relaxation, but there's a right and a wrong way to approach it. And that's what we're going to uncover in this video. We'll break down the science. We'll talk about hormones, sleep cycles, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. We'll also talk about real experiences, mine as a doctor, and those of my patients, so you can see yourself in their stories. Whether you're single or partnered, active or just curious, this video is for you. By the end, you'll have a clearer answer, not just to when is better, morning or night, but when is better for you. Let's start with the most important truth that rarely gets said out loud. Masturbation isn't just normal after 60, it's necessary. Yes, necessary. Not in the same way it might have felt in your 20s or 30s, driven by hormones and urgency. But as you age, this simple act takes on a new role, quieter, more powerful role in maintaining your health, your dignity, and your sense of vitality. Many men come into my office with unspoken questions. They hesitate, they lower their voice, they almost always begin with the same sentence. I know this might sound strange at my age, but let me stop you right there. There's nothing strange about continuing to touch your own body, to feel pleasure, or to stay connected with your sexuality. In fact, research shows that regular masturbation in later life supports a wide range of physical and emotional benefits. Let's break it down. First, your prostate. Men over 60 face increasing risks of prostate enlargement and even cancer. While masturbation isn't a magic bullet, regular ejaculation may help clear out the prostate ducts and reduce congestion. It's one of the natural ways the body maintains function in a system that, if neglected, can easily become problematic. Second, your sleep. Masturbation can trigger a wave of relaxation chemicals like oxytocin and prolactin that help the body transition into rest mode. For men who struggle with falling asleep or staying asleep, the right kind of stimulation at the right time can be a non-pharmaceutical way to wind down and ease into deeper sleep. Third, your mood and mental clarity. After climax, dopamine levels shift, serotonin rises, anxiety decreases. It's not a cure for depression, of course, but for many men, a healthy solo sexual routine can ease feelings of loneliness, frustration, or even mild emotional flatness that tends to creep in with age. And finally, testosterone. This surprises a lot of people. Some assume masturbation drains testosterone. That's not quite accurate. Overdoing IDs, especially if it's compulsive, can lead to fatigue. But when it's done with awareness and balance, regular ejaculation has no negative effect on testosterone and may actually help regulate its natural rhythm in the body. What matters is frequency, context, and listening to how your body responds. But here's the catch. Many older men have been taught by culture, religion, or early education that masturbation is shameful, juvenile, or something they should have grown out of, that it's a habit for young men, not respectable older gentlemen. That belief runs deep. It creates guilt, and guilt leads to silence. And silence over time turns into disconnection, not just from sexuality, but from the body itself. I've seen men give up on pleasure altogether because they thought they were too old to deserve it. They weren't. And neither are you. Here's what most men don't dare ask their doctor, but I'll say it anyway. Is it really okay to still masturbate at my age? The answer is yes. Not just okay, but beneficial, when practiced with understanding and respect for your changing body. In the next section, we'll look deeper into timing, specifically what happens when you masturbate in the morning. Does it give you more energy, or does it slow you down? You might be surprised. Let's talk about when you do it, starting with the morning. Many of my patients tell me they feel their strongest urges early in the day. That's no coincidence. In the morning, your testosterone levels naturally peak. Your brain is more alert. Your body is refreshed, at least on most days. And for some men, this makes morning the most natural time for release. But what actually happens when you masturbate in the morning? Let's begin with the physical benefits. First, masturbation early in the day causes a sharp rise in dopamine, the brain's motivation and reward chemical. This can help boost your mood and even sharpen focus, similar to the way some people feel after a strong cup of coffee. It's a clean, natural way to shake off grogginess and signal to your body, "We're awake now, let's go." It also improves circulation. Blood flow increases during arousal, and for older men, this kind of gentle cardiovascular stimulation helps maintain the health of the blood vessels, not just in the genitals, but throughout the body. And then there's the psychological reset. Some men describe morning masturbation as a form of meditation, a way to ground themselves before the distractions of the day take over. For those who wake up feeling anxious or mentally scattered, it can serve as a powerful emotional release, setting the tone for a calmer, more balanced morning. But let's pause here because there's another side to this story. Morning masturbation isn't ideal for everyone. In fact, for some men, it can lead to early energy crashes. You might feel great for the first hour or two, but then hit a wall, fatigue, low drive, a sense that your energy was used up too soon. That's especially common if you already struggle with chronic fatigue, blood sugar instability, or low motivation in general. There's also the risk of mental sluggishness. For certain men, masturbation in the morning leaves them feeling too relaxed, almost sedated. This can reduce productivity or interfere with tasks that require focus, especially if it becomes a daily habit without proper balance. And for some, there's a psychological cost. If masturbation is used as an escape from difficult emotions, or if it becomes compulsive done out of habit rather than intention, it can set a tone of guilt or detachment for the rest of the day. So, who is morning masturbation best suited for? Generally speaking, it works well for men who have a stable circadian rhythms, who wake up naturally early, feel mentally clear in the mornings, and don't face demanding schedules during the day. It's also a good fit for men who have trouble falling asleep at night, since shifting sexual activity to the morning avoids interfering with evening wind-down time. If you're retired, live a slower-paced lifestyle, or simply enjoy a quiet morning routine, this timing might be a gift. But for men who need to hit the ground running physically or mentally, it may be worth considering the alternatives. Because here's the twist. If you think morning is always the best time, stay tuned. There's a lot more happening at night than you might expect. And in the next section, we're going to explore how nighttime masturbation can be just as beneficial, maybe even more, depending on your needs. For many men over 60, nighttime can feel like the hardest part of the day. You've made it through hours of tasks, decisions, and distractions. But when the world quiets down, your mind often doesn't. Thoughts race, Stress lingers, and sleep, it doesn't always come easily. This is where evening masturbation can serve as more than just a physical act. For many, it becomes a deeply calming ritual that helps the body let go of tension and the mind prepare for rest. One of the most well-documented benefits of nighttime masturbation is its impact on relaxation. During orgasm, your brain releases a wave of feel-good chemicals, especially oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone. This chemical helps regulate your nervous system, lowers blood pressure, and encourages feelings of peace and connection even when you're alone. There's also a rise in prolactin, another hormone that promotes the sensation of fullness and contentment. It's no accident that so many people feel naturally sleepy after sex or masturbation. These biological changes aren't just psychological, they're part of your body's built-in winding down mechanism. If you struggle with insomnia, or if you often lie awake replaying the day's worries, this type of physical release can provide a gentle, natural aid to help you drift off without pills, without side effects, and without dependency. But like all things, there's nuance. Masturbating too close to bedtime can sometimes interfere with your deep sleep cycles, especially if it's overly stimulating or done with screens, like watching erotic content on a phone or tablet. The light exposure, mental arousal, and dopamine spikes can actually delay melatonin release, the very hormone your body relies on to fall and stay asleep. This becomes especially important for older adults whose natural melatonin production is already declining. So while the act itself might relax you in the moment, the way and timing of it matter. Ideally, if you choose to masturbate in the evening, give yourself a 30 to 60-minute buffer before trying to fall asleep. No screens, no rushing, just allowing your body to transition naturally. Evening masturbation is often best suited for men who experience high stress levels, emotional tension, or difficulty falling asleep. It's also helpful for early risers, those who need to be up at dawn and want to avoid stimulating their bodies first thing in the morning. Men who are single, widowed, or navigating loneliness at night may also find emotional comfort in the intimacy of evening self-touch. It becomes more than release, it becomes connection. A quiet reminder that pleasure and presence still belong to you, even in this chapter of life. But now that we've explored both ends of the spectrum, morning and evening, one question remains. Which is truly better, morning or night? The answer isn't black and white, and it might surprise you. We've explored the unique benefits and risks of both morning and evening masturbation. But now it's time to bring them side by side to help you make an informed, personal decision. Let's start with a simple breakdown. Morning masturbation is energizing. It boosts dopamine, increases blood circulation, and can help you start your day with mental clarity. But if overdone, it can leave you feeling tired, especially if your body isn't naturally high energy in the mornings. Evening masturbation, on the other hand, is soothing. It encourages the release of oxytocin and prolactin, making it easier to relax, unwind, and fall asleep. But done too close to bedtime or with too much stimulation, it can disrupt deep sleep patterns and delay true rest. So which is better? It depends entirely on you. Let's take a look at a few common profiles I've seen in my patients. First, men with insomnia or light sleep. If you're someone who wakes up frequently throughout the night or struggles to fall asleep, evening masturbation done about an hour before bed might be your best ally. The calming hormonal shift can help you transition into deeper sleep, especially when paired with low light, no screens, and a quiet bedtime routine. Second, men with mild depression or emotional flatness. These men often benefit from the dopamine boost that comes with morning release. The act of starting the day with physical stimulation alongside other habits like light exercise, hydration, and sunlight exposure can help kickstart the brain's reward system and counteract emotional inertia. Third, men who wake up during the night and struggle to fall back asleep. For these men, the answer isn't as obvious. Some find that a light, mindful session at 2 or 3 a.m. helps them settle. Others find it stimulating. In these cases, experimenting with gentle, non-goal-oriented touch may help you understand how your body responds. And what about men who feel equally alert in the morning and relaxed at night? Here's where your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, comes into play. Some men are natural morning types. Their hormones are strongest at dawn, their energy peaks early, and they tend to wind down by late afternoon. For these men, morning masturbation may feel more aligned. Others are evening types, more sluggish in the morning but mentally active at night. They often benefit from a nighttime release to calm their minds and ease into rest. Then there are men with no strong rhythm at all, those whose sleep and energy patterns are disrupted by age, medications, or stress. For them, masturbation can actually help reset the clock when used thoughtfully. So how do you decide? Here's the key. Don't look for a one-size-fits-all answer. Look for feedback from your own body. Track how you feel after a morning session. How's your energy? Your mood? Your focus? Then try it at night. How's your sleep quality? Your emotional state the next day? You might find that the ideal routine includes both morning and evening, each serving a different purpose, but done with intention, not habit, with awareness, not guilt, and always in partnership with the most honest expert you have yourself. Because when it comes to pleasure and well-being after 60, science can guide you, but your body always casts the final vote. In our final section, I'll offer some clear, practical advice to help you put this knowledge into action so you can build a routine that truly serves you. We've walked through the science, the psychology, and the real-world impact of morning versus evening masturbation. Let me offer something even more important: practical guidance you can actually use. Because here's the truth, there is no single correct answer for everyone, and anyone who tells you otherwise hasn't spent enough time listening to older adults and how unique each body becomes over time. At this stage in life, what works beautifully for one man may be completely ineffective or even counterproductive for another. Your energy, your hormones, your emotional needs, your medications, your sleep quality, they all shape how your body responds to even the smallest changes. So instead of chasing a one-size-fits-all answer, I want you to take a more personalized approach, one that puts you in the driver's seat. Start by simply observing your body's response. If you masturbate in the morning, how do you feel 2 hours later? Are you more clear-headed, less tense, ready to start the day? Or do you find yourself needing a nap by mid-morning, feeling emotionally flat, or struggling to stay focused? Then try the same with evening. Does a nighttime session help you relax and fall asleep faster? Or do you feel restless afterward, maybe even overstimulated or too awake to get quality sleep? Don't just go by memory, write it down. I often recommend a 7-day personal trial to my patients. It's simple. Spend 3 days masturbating only in the morning. Then 3 days doing it only at night. Take 1 rest day in between to reset. And during each phase, jot down a few notes. How was your mood, energy, sleep, focus, libido? This is not a scientific experiment, it's a self-awareness exercise. What you're looking for isn't a perfect formula. You're looking for patterns. And once those patterns become clear, you'll start to understand your body's rhythm in a deeper way than you ever have before. Some men discover that morning works best during the week, when they need a sharper mind. Others find that weekend evenings when there's less stress and more time allow for a slower, more enjoyable experience. A few even settle into a flexible rhythm. Morning one day, evening the next, or even skipping days when it doesn't feel aligned. Whatever you discover, the most important lesson is this: your body speaks. Are you listening? Because masturbation after 60 isn't about performance. It's not about pressure. It's about connection with yourself, with your well-being, with your changing needs. Let it be something that supports you, not something you feel guilty about. Let it be conscious, not automatic. Let it be a tool not for escaping life, but for engaging with it more fully. In our final moments together, Let's revisit the big picture and reflect on what all of this really means for your health, your happiness, and your future. Masturbation after 60 isn't just a question of pleasure, it's a window into your overall well-being. It affects your sleep, your energy, your emotional balance, and even how you relate to yourself in this new phase of life. And just like with food, exercise, or medication, the timing matters. Morning brings focus and stimulation. Evening brings calm and release. But neither is universally right. What matters most is how your body responds and whether you're paying attention to those responses with compassion and curiosity. When I speak with patients, especially older men who've lived through decades of silence and stigma around sexuality, I often say this: you haven't outgrown the need for pleasure. You've outgrown the pressure to get it right. Now is your time to explore, to experiment, to listen not to the noise of the internet, or even to old habits, but to the rhythm of your own life. Because your health isn't a rigid system, it's a relationship. And the more you stay connected to your body with patience, not judgment, the better that relationship becomes. So here's my question to you. Have you noticed a difference in how your body responds in the morning versus at night? Have you tried adjusting your habits, even just for a few days, to see what feels best? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Truly. Drop a comment below, whether it's a question, a personal insight, or simply your honest experience. You're not alone in this journey, and when we talk openly, we help others find the courage to do the same. And if you found today's video helpful, if it made you feel seen, or gave you something new to think about, please consider giving it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. I release videos every week on how to take care of your body, your hormones, your heart, and your health, especially after 60. This is Dr. Sarah Bennett, reminding you, your age doesn't define your vitality. Your curiosity does. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.